3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, and welcome.
It's a sad day here at TV.
Why is that, Kev?
It's the last episode of Hounds TV.
Oh. Let's get right into it here. Our first story today comes from Jesse.
On January 16th, our NDTV crew had the opportunity to tour the CTV Regina news station. For many of us, it was our first time being in a television station.
During the outing, the tour guides Jackie Perez and Claire Hanna gladly answered all of our questions and were wonderful hosts.
Our crew learned all about the work that goes on behind the screen. We chatted with people from many different departments, each with a different skill set.
From finding and writing stories to production boards, editing, and even anchoring, we got to experience it all. Kev, what'd you think of their desk compared to ours?
It was probably a slight upgrade with a little better lighting, but I wouldn't say it was that much far ahead of ours.
I say we're contesting.
Yeah, we are definitely contestants.
Yeah.
Thank you to Don Frotes and CTV Regina for organizing our outing.
The end is coming.
That's right, exam time approaches. Here at Notre Dame, students are getting ready for the end of the first semester.
As classes wrap up in the next 2 weeks, students and teachers have started their preparations. At Notre Dame, this also means the dorms are becoming quiet and the library fills.
This is a time when students bear down and work hard on their schooling to make sure they are all set for finals. This year, there has been some changes to the exam structure, including only 3 days of finals, January 29, 30, and 31st. Some of the students are stressing over the fact that the days are counting down until their final exam.
Here's Trey with some more information.
Thanks, Keaton. I'm here with Danton LaRue. Danton, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm Danton LaRue, grade 12, and I play on Doug Ross's SoSAS AA Hounds team.
And so finals are coming up. How do you feel about those?
I'm a little nervous, Yeah.
A little nervous? What finals are you taking?
I got my History 30, my Bio 30, and my ELA 30.
And which one do you think is going to be the hardest?
Definitely my ELA 30.
And why is that?
Because it's just a lot of books, a lot of reading, a lot of different words that you got to use. You got to use quotes, stuff like that.
And do you think you're going to do good in the finals?
Yeah, I think I'll get around 80s, 85s, something around there, get those marks up,
And how excited are you that you're grade 12 and you're finally graduating?
I'm really excited, I just can't wait for next semester. Just keep putting on the work, reading the books,
Perfect. And that's all we need. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our third story today comes from Navarre.
Last weekend, our two midget Tier 2 hockey teams, the Hounds and the Argos, traveled all the way to Thunder Bay to compete in the 28th annual Robins Minor Hockey Tournament, where they faced off in the finals.
The two teams each won their respective pools, with the Argos having a 4-0 record and the Hounds having a 3 wins and 1 tie.
Once the round robin finished, both teams continued to beat any opponent that stood in their way, until they met in the final.
By the end of regulation, the game was tied with the score being 3-3, and once overtime was finished, the score still sat at 3-3, which meant the game was going into a shootout.
The Argos ended up on top.
It's huge anytime that we can beat the other Notre Dame squad, because we play against them all year, so you have that little rivalry. But getting here was most of the battle. It was nice to have some different competition coming from a different area that we don't get to see.
We all live together and in the dorms and stuff and play each other in the same league, so being able to win a trophy like this and beat them in a tournament, it's awesome. We might have a couple texts back and forth jabbing each other.
Our fourth story today comes from David.
The Jean Vanier School is a school in Regina that helps children with physical and mental disabilities. Each year, our senior students take a trip into Regina to the Sandra Schmerler Pool, where they help the students of Jean Vanier School swim and play games in the pool.
On February 5th, the second trip for this year will take place. The students of Jean Vanier love the ND students helping them swim and playing games in the water.
The students of Notre Dame have been doing this for over 20 years. This trip is important for the ND students because the students can give back to the community.
The staff of Jean Vanier sent Notre Dame a card this Christmas and it had this to say: "To our awesome Notre Dame swim buddies, thank you for your commitment to ensuring we will always have enough swim volunteers for our swim program. We are truly blessed to have your continued participation in our program."
Carson Lukey, class of 19, voted MVP of the swim, had this to say: "It helped put perspective on our life and to be grateful with what we have, and I would gladly do it again. It was a lot of fun."
We're going to start off with Hounds in the News.
I'm Jack Nestor, I'm here with Hounds TV, and I'm here with Jenna Renwick and Katya Kruger. So Katya, you do Ukrainian dance, right?
Yeah.
And you do contemporary dance?
Yep, pretty much
So
everything.
what styles do you do then?
I'm classically trained, so I'm trained in ballet, tap, jazz, lyrical, contemporary, acro, tap, pretty much everything.
So do you have any competitions coming up?
Basically I'm working on exam stuff right now because I have exams coming up in March, but I'm prepping for competitions in like April and May.
Okay, so Katya, you do Ukrainian dancing, so what's the cultural significance behind that?
Well, my family is Ukrainian, and so it's kind of a way for me to like embrace the culture and kind of keep it alive, and it's a really like enjoyable way to do it. I have a lot of friends there, and it's just a fun way.
So what opportunities has that led you to being in Ukrainian dancing?
Well, we always have different performances, and we get to perform at different places, or we dance at Mosaic in Regina in June, and so we get to dance at the Ukrainian Pavilion. And this summer I got to travel to Ukraine with my group, so like there's different like travel opportunities, and I don't know, just things like that.
So what success have you guys had in your dancing? Have you won competitions that hold significance?
Probably the biggest thing in my career was a couple years ago I made the Canadian national team, so we got to go to Poland and we won 3 gold medals, so that was pretty big.
So do you have an inspiration for why you dance? Like, is there a family member or reason that inspired you to take up dancing?
Well, like my mom Ukrainian danced when she grew up, and so did her sisters, and so it's just kind of like something my family's done.
Okay.
Same for me, really. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I'm Jack Nestor. I'm here for Hounds TV, and I'm here with Sadie Turning Rope to talk about powwow dancing. So I just have a couple of questions. So do you have any powwow competitions coming up?
Powwow season usually starts in April. That's the first one, which is Regina Powwows.
So where else will you be going besides Regina?
It really depends. So like there's some at Yorkton, some Current, but majority of them happen on the reserves, and that usually starts in the summertime.
So have you had any success at powwow dancing? Have you won certain competitions at certain levels that hold significance to you?
I don't usually place in competition, but when it comes to like certain specials that families host, I had some success along the way.
Okay, and then is there a specific reason you dance, like a person that inspired you to, or an event that inspired you to dance?
All my life I've been going to powwows, and like I was supposed to start dancing when I was younger, but I just didn't feel ready, I guess, and I just dance because it's my traditional ways and it just makes me happy.
Okay, so you said it was in traditional ways, so can you expand on the cultural significance of powwow dancing?
So behind our culture there is like different dances, and a lot of them have different meanings. So for example, mine is jingle, and that's a healing dance. So like you can heal yourself, or you can like dance for someone and heal them, and it's just connected to like our creator and my mother.
So do you plan on stopping powwow dancing at any time in the future?
No, I plan to dance until I literally can't dance no more.
Okay, thank you for coming. Hello, I'm Jack Nestor. I'm here with Isaiah McNabb for Hounds TV, and we're here to talk about powwow dancing. So I just have a couple questions to ask you.
All right, let me hear them.
So, do you have any competitions coming up that you're excited for?
I do, actually. There is a powwow located in Swift Current coming up. It is on February 2nd, and I'm looking forward to be getting back in the groove of things with me and my dad, my other family members, and I'm getting ready for this upcoming powwow season in the summer.
So, how long have you been powwow dancing then?
I've been dancing since I've been 7 years old, and I've been doing it ever since.
Okay, so can you just take us through the cultural significance of powwow dancing?
The cultural significance is a lot of healing, I feel like. A lot of ceremony. It's more than what meets the eye. When you see it, a lot of people could be confused. They may think it's funny, but they don't really know the understanding of it. And I like the fact that I could teach people about my culture and tell them that it's not just, you know, dancing and all this stuff. It's really like, it means a lot to me, and I'm just happy that like I'm First Nation, and I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, so the one thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of misunderstanding. And I just want, like, the biggest misunderstanding is with the songs. So can you explain the significance of those?
Yes. A lot of people just think it's just a lot of screaming. I don't know. It's how it always is, but it's a language. It depends, because there's so much different songs. There's thousands of songs out there with different language inside of it, just Dakota, Lakota, Cree. But depends on the drum group and where they come from. So it's like a style kind of. And the style you have really depends on how you were raised. So the lyrics in the songs are very like hard to tell and describe. I don't even know them, and my dad doesn't really know them that well, but there's certain words you could pick out of a song and you may know them. So for example, there's all kinds of different songs. There's a sneak up, a crow hop, and just a basic song. A sneak up is more or less when a lot of the banging on the drum happens, so it's supposed to signify like gunshots and like you're trying to sneak up on your enemy. A crow hop is more like a celebration kind of, just one, it's like a nice basic beat. An original song is just like I wouldn't like say, has like a meaning to it basically, yes.
So what opportunities has powwow dancing opened up to you now?
Like I said before, it really opened up the opportunity for me to tell my friends, here, educate everyone about my culture and show them that being First Nation means a lot to me, and growing my hairs for reasonings for powwow dancing that I'm really just happy to pass on my knowledge to my friends and all that.
So can you just briefly explain the wardrobe in powwow
The
dancing?
wardrobe? Yeah. So all the time people like to call it a costume, and it's pretty, I could ask you a question right now. When do we wear costumes?
Halloween?
Halloween, there you go. So we like to say that it's not a costume, it's an outfit or regalia, either or, it works. So you can start from your feet, you have moccasins. It depends on what you dance, and you have all different kinds of styles of what you wear. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for coming.
No problem.
Now back to Keaton and Kevin.
It's now time for Man on the Street with Cam.
Word on the street, he's talking on the street about pregame rituals.
Hi, my name is Cam, and today I will be asking people what their pregame rituals are. So, do you have any pregame rituals?
Yeah, I'm usually tape my stick every time before the game, like 20 minutes before the game.
So, Jesse, do you have any pregame rituals?
I usually tie my left shoe before my right shoe, and I brush my teeth before I start stretching.
Andy, what are your pregame rituals?
Well, you know, I show up to the gym, listen to some music. I always tie my left basketball shoe before my right one. Get a couple shots in for a warm-up.
Alright. Is that it?
Yeah, that's about it.
So, do you have any pregame rituals?
No, not really.
So, Keaton, do you have any pregame rituals?
I take both my sticks before every game, and I also get checked by Colson and Dale before every period.
Do you have any pregame rituals?
Yes, I listen to the same song before every game.
Now time for special feature with Kendra.
I am here with Abby and Robin Nimigears to talk about the work they are doing in Ladakh, India. It is currently 8:15 in the morning here and 8:15 at night there, so we are fortunate to have this opportunity to connect with these two hounds. Abby and Robin are both four-year hounds from White City, Saskatchewan. Robin graduated in 2016 and Abby graduated in 2018. They were both part of the female hockey program, as well as being house leaders in the dorms. Both had a big impact on campus and were great leaders, and now they are taking their leadership skills and putting them to work in the Himalayas. So glad you could take some time with us today. Can you tell me a little bit about the organization you are volunteering for and what you are doing?
Cynthia Hunt runs the Help Fund here in Ladakh, and she's pretty much a one-man show. It's a grassroots organization other than it's in the desert. But it's very hands-on. Like, Cynthia goes from village to village all year long. The winter camps are just a part of what she does, so we're lucky enough to be here, going to village with her, getting to be hands-on with the kids, coaching in the morning,
watching Cynthia teach in the afternoon, which is immaculate. She's an amazing teacher. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it.
Can you tell me what motivated you to volunteer for this organization?
I think that what motivated us was that we took a gap year off, and going through the motions, working and stuff, that's purposeful, but you know, it wasn't really the fulfillment that I wanted in my gap year. And then getting a text message from Kate Shervin, a former Hound, asking us if we wanted to come out to India and volunteer with Cynthia was an absolute no-brainer. I looked at Abby and was like, interested.
Yeah, like,
of course,
dream
we'd be
come true. It's
interested.
handed to us. Yeah, and yeah, I'm the same way. Me and Robin had been talking about doing something together, like living together or just traveling together for a long time, and doing something purposeful that tied into hockey, what we know.
Yeah.
I think we both went through minor identity crises after ND, just done with hockey, kind of, not really sure where we wanted to be or what we wanted to do, so this was, it's...
When you arrived in the Himalayas, what was your first impressions?
I think shock, it was, like I said, Kate Shervin, Angel, helped us prepare so much for this trip, but you can't prepare for this trip. So, the difference between Milo, our amazing little puppy, and the heartbreak we face every day seeing these dogs on the streets and the cows roaming up and down. It's just, it's so different, and I will never take heated houses for granted again, that's for sure. I'm freezing right now.
Did any of your experiences at Notre Dame prepare you for your trip?
I think that the constant people in the dorms really prepared us for this, because the culture here is to stick your head into every room and wave and say hi, and you're just sometimes so overwhelmed that you just want to be alone. But because of the experience in Notre Dame and the dorms and the constant people, we really were able to adapt quickly to the constant people and the, I also think that the teamwork that Notre Dame teaches us really plays a part here, because you have to work together, and that's a huge game changer if you know how to do that, because if you don't, then you're learning something.
I think one thing that I noticed was throughout minor hockey and everything, your hockey is so serious. In Canada, it's borderline job. It's what we do, and it's what we take seriously. And the competition in the series is fun. But at ND, we're surrounded by 8 other teams where we don't have to be so serious. We get to cheer them on at Red and Whites. We get to celebrate and just get the fun side of hockey as well as the competition. And over here, I think without the fun side of hockey, knowing the energy of a red and white, it would be hard to get these kids to engage, because, to be honest, they want to skate. They love skating, but hockey's, none of them are going to be NHL stars. So it's to be able to just really get them jacked up, pumped up with the excitement, have fun, is huge, I would say.
Thanks so much, guys.
Okay, Andy. Miss you guys.
It's now time for the top 10 sports highlights
with Andrew, Blue, Dustin, and Chapuipui.
Yeah, that body's a blessing, girl. I ain't trying to pressure her. She messed with the temperature. I wrote the song, but I am the messenger. Through the metropolis, there is no stopping this. Flowers and kisses, yeah. I heard you like chocolate. Light up the candles, tune up this channel. It's the ride of your life, girl. My room is Orlando. Who's you the man, though? How much can you handle? I go commando. That body's so blanco. And I'm about to dive in it straight to the bottom, cause there is no topping this. Pop, lock, and drop on your man if you copping it, baby. I'll fall for these tropical ladies. I know that she wavy, she naughty, she crazy, she got it all on me. The road is wide open and calling. I flow like a Lambo, my boo's a Bugatti. I live like a movie, young opportunist. Used to make changes to hang with the coolest, but now I'm the coolest. That dude that will do it, that dude will fuel the movement. Watch as I do this. I'm good in my lane, though. Hand in my hand, no lingo. On top of my game, yo. On top Thank you for the things you do and say to keep me faithful. Thank you for the time you take to keep my heart from danger. Funny how when strangers stepped in, made up all these changes for the better. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. Grateful. Ooh baby, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Yeah. I don't really do this, but Bruce G be the dude to remove the block. Big chick wanna talk like she knew what's up. Every time I step in, they say who, the what, the where, the how. Fly nigga smear the ground. My chick 10-10, she can stare the sound from miles away. Hello felt kinda gay. Now goodbyes feel like a tidal wave. You must be 3 if you ain't the one, cause I know 3 words to replace the sun.
Our special for this last episode is gonna be some bloopers
with Jaden and Thomas. Our second story today comes from Andrew on American Thanksgiving.
A tradition that...
Our special feature...
Our first story today comes from Cam on Movember.
Cam, you started it too early, man.
Cam,
like,
man.
are you stupid?
It's really
Stop
not that
the video.
hard. The camera is still going.
I'm not saying it.
I'm not saying it. I refuse. I refuse.
Oh, am I supposed to talk this one?
Yep.
Oh. Wow.
Our second story today comes from Andrew on American Thanksgiving.
A tradition...
Wow.
Those were some nice plays. Hello everyone and welcome.
What am I saying?
It's now time for Hounds in the News with Cameron.
As he interviews Justin Duffy, our roommate.
No, don't say it like that. You said to say it like that. I was obviously joking. But say it like, play it for our roommate.
Cam made us mess up.
Well, that does it for today, everybody.
Thanks for everyone for all their support, and hope you guys all enjoyed this semester.
And good luck to everybody writing exams in the upcoming week.
Hey Kendra, what are you working on?
Oh, I'm just putting together this video of Abby and Robin. They're working in the Himalayas right now, so I'm just gathering everything up and going into the video.
Cool. Hey Andrew, what are you working on?
Just some com media 30.
Right, but what are you doing?
Some top 10 highlights.
Top 10 highlights? Looking good. Keep up the good work.
Sir.